You've probably avoided sewing denim projects, thinking they'll break your needles, jam your machine, or just be too frustrating to finish. The truth is, once you know the right techniques, denim becomes enjoyable to work with, and it gives you results you'll want to wear for years. In this video, I'm sharing the essential techniques that make working with denim feel effortless, from choosing the right weight to getting those perfectly pressed seams. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Sarai, and I've been sewing for almost 30 years and teaching you how to create a meaningful, custom wardrobe for the last 15. Let me show you my top denim tips. Tip 1. Choose the right denim for your project. Not all denim is created equal, and knowing what to look for can save you from frustration later. Understanding denim weight is crucial for picking the right denim for your project. Here's how to decode denim weight. Look for the ounces per yard on the fabric label. 4 to 6 ounces drapes like this. Perfect for shirts and dresses. 7 to 9 ounces is your versatile middle ground for jeans and jackets. 10 ounces and up stands rigid, ideal for structured pieces. Match the weight to your project and you'll get professional results every time. But weight is just part of the story. The type of denim you choose affects everything from how easy it is to sew to how your finished garment will look and feel. 100% cotton denim is pure cotton with no added stretch fibers. This tends to be stiffer and more robust, but it only has the natural give that comes with the twill weave itself. It ages beautifully and becomes softer with wear. Stretch denim contains elastane, usually lycra or spandex, which gives the fabric recovery beyond what the twill weave provides. The downside? It tends to wear out more quickly than 100% cotton. Raw denim is left unwashed after dyeing, so it has a very stiff hand and will shrink significantly when first washed. Washed denim goes through a washing process after dyeing to pre-shrink it and soften the hand. This washing process makes it easier to work with than some other types of denim. Selvage denim has those pretty finished edges instead of regular selvage edges. It usually comes in narrow widths, around 24 inches, and the goal is often to use that selvage edge as your side seam. When you cuff jeans made with selvage denim, you get that authentic pop of the finished edge for a vintage look. These denim types give you a starting point, but when you're drowning in choices, these quality markers separate the winners from the duds. For lightweight denims, look for fabric that has body to it. Some lightweight denims are so thin they feel flimsy and they won't hold their shape well in finished garments. You want something that drapes nicely but doesn't collapse. With stretch denims, do a recovery test. Stretch a small section and let it go. It should spring back immediately. If it stays stretched out, that denim will lose its shape quickly in the finished garment. Check the selvage edges too. Even if you're not buying selvage denim specifically, clean, tight edges indicate better quality control in the weaving process. The color is another quality indicator. Good quality denim has depth to the color with subtle variations that come from proper indigo dyeing. Getting excited about tackling denim? The fabric selection we just covered is really the foundation, but there's so much more coming that'll set you up for success. I put together a comprehensive denim guide that includes everything. The quality indicators we just discussed, plus all the technical details and finishing secrets I'm about to share. Download it for free using the link in the description and you'll have everything you need to feel confident with any denim project. Tip 2. Pre-washing is absolutely essential. Pre-washing is non-negotiable with denim, and I cannot stress this enough. Denim can shrink significantly, sometimes up to 10%, and can also bleed dye all over your other laundry. Here's my process. Wash your denim separately in warm water. Don't worry about being gentle here. You want to get all the shrinkage out now, not after you spent hours sewing. If you're working with raw denim or very dark colors, you might need to wash it a few more times to get the excess dye out. Then, after washing, tumble dry on warm. Some people air dry denim to be gentler, but I want to make sure I get all possible shrinkage out during pre-treatment. The hand of the denim will also change dramatically after washing. It becomes softer and more pliable, which makes it easier to work with. This is especially noticeable with raw denim. It transforms from feeling like cardboard to having that familiar denim drape. Tip 3. Sharp blades make denim cutting effortless. Denim can be challenging to cut cleanly because of its thickness and density, but the right approach makes all the difference. Here's the rule that solves most denim cutting problems. Use a fresh blade for every project. Denim's dense weave is tough on blades and dulls them quickly. Use a dull blade and you get frayed edges that are harder to sew cleanly. Start with a sharp blade and your cuts look like this, clean and professional. Follow this rule and denim cutting becomes effortless every time. When working with particularly heavyweight denim, I sometimes cut single layer instead of folding the fabric. This gives you more control and prevents the layers from shifting. Yes, it means cutting each piece individually, but trust me, the precision is worth the extra time. Once you've made your cuts, handle the pieces carefully. Even 100% cotton denim has mechanical stretch from its twill weave, which means your cut pieces can distort if you handle them too much. To keep everything in shape, stay stitch around curved edges immediately after cutting. Then leave the pieces flat until you're ready to construct. Tip 4. needle and thread selection are critical. Getting your machine set up properly makes the difference between smooth sewing and constant frustration. For needles, you might see specific denim needles at the store, and these can be helpful. But what's most important is matching your needle size to your fabric weight. For lightweight denim, a size 90 universal needle works perfectly. For midweight, go with 100, and for heavyweight denim, use 110 or even 120 if your machine can handle it. The needle needs to be strong enough to penetrate those thick layers without deflecting or breaking. I always lengthen my stitch when sewing denim, usually to about 3 millimeters. This prevents puckering and gives a sturdier seam that can handle the stress denim garments typically get. For thread, use all-purpose polyester for construction. If you want that classic top-stitched look, switch to top-stitching thread. But here's a crucial tip. Only use top stitching thread in the needle. Keep all-purpose thread in your bobbin. Domestic sewing machines usually can't handle heavyweight thread in the bobbin. Before we get into the next tip, this kind of detailed guidance makes all the difference in your finished results. And it's exactly what you'll find in the denim cheat sheet I put together. It includes all the technical specs I'm covering today, so make sure you grab your free copy from the description. You'll definitely want these specs handy when you're actually working on your denim projects. Tip 5, pressing and finishing make all the difference. How you press and finish denim can make or break your finished garment. These crucial steps are what give your projects that polished, professional look. When it comes to pressing, denim requires techniques that go beyond your standard pressing routine. Denim's thick layers demand serious pressing power. Use your highest heat setting with plenty of steam. Don't be gentle here. And for extra crisp seams, I use this classic tailoring tool, a wooden clapper. Press with the iron, then immediately place the clapper on the hot seam. It draws out the heat and locks in that crisp, flat finish. For really bulky areas, like where your side seams meet the waistband, try the hammer method. I know it sounds dramatic, but literally tapping those thick intersections with a rubber mallet before sewing flattens them enough that your machine can handle them without struggling. When it comes to seam finishes, denim works beautifully with flat felled seams, which is what you see on traditional jeans. These contain the raw edges while adding that distinctive double line of top stitching. If that feels too complex, a simple surged edge works well too. For hems, I use wider hem allowances than usual, at least 3/4 of an inch. This helps distribute the bulk and gives a more substantial finish that matches the weight of the fabric. Denim works beautifully with designs that take advantage of the fabric's durability and structure. These patterns feature classic silhouettes that'll give you timeless pieces you'll wear for decades to come. The Tessa jeans are an obvious but excellent choice for denim. With their high-rise, relaxed fit, this classic silhouette captures that perfect vintage vibe while flattering every body type. They're basically the perfect introduction to sewing a pair of jeans. For something with a little retro flair, try the Chelsea jeans. These sailor-styled flare jeans are designed for stretched denim and have details like patch pockets, tabbed belt loops, and back darts. I made a pair of Chelsea jeans in dark wash denim that I absolutely love, but I changed the leg shape to get a flare that starts above the knee rather than below. It just works better for my proportions. The Brooks skirt offers an approachable way to work with denim without tackling jeans fitting. With its midi length, button front, and classic straight cut, it has all the charm of vintage denim styling. Since it's designed for stretch denim with 10% stretch, it's comfortable enough for everyday wear. And here's something for when you're ready for a challenge. A denim jacket. The Audrey jacket with its traditional yokes and 3-piece sleeves could look as polished as any store-bought version, but with a custom fit. Just choose a medium weight denim so it has structure without being too stiff to sew. Once you've built your confidence working with denim, there's a whole broader world of cotton that's worth understanding. If you want to know the difference between 12 types of cotton fabric, what makes each one distinct, and exactly which projects each one is suited for, watch this video next.